what's up, guys? So, as part of this YouTube, Sierra Chronicles, I wanted to discuss with you guys what it is that I have read so far as like recently, and what I am reading, and a mini haul. So, let's get into it. The first one that I finished, which I finished other ones this year, but the first recently of May that I finished was Quicksilver. I did annotate it a little bit because some parts of this book I was like, oh my god. I rated this book a 4 stars. I really love how the FMC and the MMC are together. I love their relationship, and I just think they're really cute together, and they're really such a good couple, and they complement each other. And I love how Callie Hart had put the world together in this book, and she really gave you a diverse of characters and who they are and what they do or why they're there in a certain location. And it might not be like an instant, this is why they're here, but it also could be also later on like, oh, that makes sense. So anyway, I really enjoyed this book. I have Brimstone on my shelf, and I'm going to be reading Brimstone with my book group, so stay tuned for that one. One of the other ones that I started reading, I'm like 37 out of 62, is Please Don't Go. I really love how Josephine and Danielle are. They're both grieving, essentially. And they keep having occurrences where they keep running into each other. And as you can see, I've been annotating it because I love this book, and E. Salvador is amazing. I really love this. Is the only book I've read from her so far, but it is so good. I really love Daniel. He's got to be one of my favorite MMCs ever. Like, if I could just take him out of this book, I would. But essentially, like, they're both grieving, and so on the back, it literally tells you, as they grow closer, they are forced to face the question neither of them is ready to answer. What happens when love arrives before healing does, and letting go feels just as terrifying as holding on? So far this book has been cute and quirky, and there's moments where I'm like, oh, that's super sweet. And then there's moments I'm like, I'm wondering what the FMC is doing or why she's thinking a certain way. But I really still feel like this book is going to make me a little bit upset before it makes me happy. So be on the lookout for when I get emotional damage from this book. Now, I will put it up in the corner over here, but I have been audiobooking Remarkably Bright Creatures. I watched the movie with my grandmother and my best friend, and I really loved the movie, and I always know that books are more information than a movie, and I just was like, I immediately have to read or listen to the book. So that is what I'm currently doing as an audiobook. The other book that I'll also put up is I am currently reading on my Kindle, The Lies We Steal by Monty J. I know I'm super late to reading it, and I'm super late to the party for Hollow Boys, but I wasn't reading as much as I am now back then. So I wish I was, though. But anywho, I am really loving it. I am annotating it on the Kindle. I already am obsessed with the Hollow Boys, and I haven't even got, like, I'm only maybe chapter 3 at most of that book, and I already immediately need it on my shelf for the whole series. I can't wait to continue reading that one as well. The quotes that Monty J puts in that book is just amazing, and for me, the first part of the paragraph on the first page, I was already like, let me annotate this, and a bunch of people had done it as well, because it shows you on the Kindle. I was like, this has already got me in, like, this quote is so real. So I can't wait to read more, and I heard it just gets better as it goes. So I'm very excited for my Hollow Boys. I'm obsessed already. Need it on physical copy. Now, the books that I had gotten last this yesterday. So I wanted to do a little treat myself, and I wanted to see if thrifting was a thing that's going to be good, or is it going to be a not so good. I had gone to 2 Salvation Armies yesterday. I couldn't really find much of them, but my grandma said that Goodwill didn't really have anything either. But I did go to a used bookstore by my house, or by my job, sorry, and they had books from like $6, $8. Their hardcovers were like $8. I didn't personally get it because I haven't been pulled in yet to read them. But the Anna Hong Twisted series, they had 2 of those copies, 2 different books from that series that was there for like $6. And then they also had, I don't know the price because I already have them on my shelf, but they had some of the ACOTAR series there as well. So when I was there, I had picked me up The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. It is, I mean, this is kind of a little bit bent, but I don't know if it's from it being on the shelf or for me putting it on my shelf, but it's in pretty good condition for it being a used book, and it was only $6. So I was like, immediately, this is a steal, and this is something I was wanting to read, because I've heard people say that it changes you, or they didn't expect the type of read that they were getting into when they got into it. Somebody said they really weren't a fan of Kristen Hanna's stuff, but they really enjoyed this one. And I saw somebody read, like, pause, and I read, like, a first part of the first page of this book on YouTube video, and I was like, I need to read this. So, and I used to like history too, so we'll see how this one goes, and we'll see if it does in fact change me. The second one that I got there that was also $6 was The Haunting of Payne's Hollow. Now this one is last year it got released. It is a paranormal horror. I want to say, though, I don't think it's too much of a horror. I've watched 1 or 2 people talk about this, and I think it's just like, it says paranormal horror, but honestly, I want to think it's more like a thriller, like a slight thrill. This girl, she doesn't think she's going to get anything from her grandfather's inheritance, and I guess he was like, hey, go stay at our lakefront that I had for 30 days. To try to prove a point that her father was innocent when she thought her father someone. But when she's staying there, I guess something happens to her aunt, and her aunt's missing, and she finds out things that she didn't know when she was younger. So I'm interested to read into this. I'm dipping my toes into thriller, into horror. I'm the type of person where, like, I haven't really been much into thriller or been in much of a horror person. I don't really watch horror movies, let alone thriller movies. But I want to dip my toes, and I want to be well-rounded in all of my genres that I seem interested. I mean, most of it's like fantasy, dark romance, and romance that I have. But I have this one, and then I had, that I talked about in a previous book, I have a different thriller on my shelf. It's like a detective thriller that I'm going to check out that my aunt gave me. And yeah, so I also have one on my Kindle that I'm going to check out. It's Hidden Pictures by Jason. So I have that one to read on my Kindle too, because when I was at Target the other day browsing, saw that one. It seemed interesting. But I'm not sure. We'll see how I like them. Because a lot of people like Frida McFadden, and I just haven't. Then again, it could be a book I simply haven't picked up and seen. And that maybe it wasn't, one of the books wasn't enticing me in. Like, The Housemaid I wasn't interested in. But who knows? Like, her recent book, The Divorce, that could tie me in. Also, they did have that one at the store as well, that I went to. But as far as this one was $6 there as well. And they had a deal. I couldn't find a book that I was satisfied enough to get for the third, but they had a deal where you can get buy 3 books, you get the 4th book free. And then you also get a choice to get a paperback. If you're part of their, like, club thing, you get a free paperback on your birthday from them. So I thought it was pretty cool. I'll probably will go back in there in the next couple months and see what else they got going on. But yeah, really awesome books for not bad of a price. The last one that I had gotten yesterday, and I know this is an older one, but it is Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. This one is a psychological thriller. I'm so sorry. And the wife goes missing, and they have to see, did the husband do it? Did he not do it? If he didn't do it, who did it? So again, this book is like 2012, so it is older, but since I'm just dipping my toes into thriller, I'm seeing what works for me and seeing what doesn't. This was gifted to me, so I will be checking it out. Now, the last thing I want to talk to you guys about is I have this thing called Libib. One of my friends just shared it in our group club, and it is this awesome app you could download on your phone. You could go right on your phone, say you want to create a library, and create your library, and then barcode all of your books on your shelf, and it has it organized. And then you can also add, on the computer, you can add another library and then search up the book that you want, and if they have it on file, you can just say, hey, immediately add this. The other thing that I love about Libib is that you can set your statuses. You can say, I did not start this, I finished it, or I'm just right in the middle. You can also review it. You can write a little comment like, oh my gosh, I love this, or it wasn't one of my favorites, and you can also rate it within the app. When you go to edit in the corner, I found it easy to do all of those little things on my computer, but the app, I'm sure, lets you do it as well. And I just found it was a very easy way to keep track of my books, and then how many I have in my library, and then also keep track of what I completed, what I didn't, and what are my reviews are for that. So, I hope you guys check it out, and I will see you guys later. Bye!